Now, corporate sponsorship seems like a win-win proposition. By attaching their names to sports teams, companies reap international publicity at relatively low cost, while executives and customers get to hang around athletic events. To get more on that, I'm joined by Carling Black Label's General Manager, Andrea Quaye. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you, Ken.
Great. Now, interesting, you've come up with sponsorship for the Carling Black Label Cup for the coach. We get to choose our teams if you're Pirates or Kaizer Chiefs supporter.
Yes.
That's pretty interesting. What made you come up with that concept?
You know, Candy, what we do is we do a lot of consumer research, and so what we did was we looked at the behavior of our they engage with sport, and our key insight was around the fact that that they were couch coaches. So there's nothing more frustrating than watching a game and knowing that the top 11 aren't on the field, and that the person that you believe should be substituted isn't substituted. So we thought we would give our consumers the opportunity to influence the game, to show what they know, and select their top 11 as well as influence a substitution during the game.
And you just had to choose Kaizer Chiefs and Orlando Pirates?
Yeah, you know, we did. And the key reason behind that was that we needed we needed teams that had a similar kind of support base as our brand. We're the biggest beer brand in South Africa with a very national base. So we looked at the two fan bases and we looked at the biggest teams. And between those teams, they take a lion's share of...
you know, but some would argue that, you know, aligning yourselves to the two... What happens to the other teams that are on the Premiership League? I mean, they seem to be, you know, some will probably offended by the idea, you know, how do you explain that?
You know, I think when we made the decision, we made it based on what our consumer base was and what our consumers engage with. And we found that those two teams and those two fan bases were the best place for our brand to be at. So the fact that some people are offended, I'm sorry about it, but it was a decision we had to make. And you know, I strongly believe that in marketing and in strategy, it's all about choices. And sometimes you make certain choices based on your own reasoning.
Absolutely. Now, there's been a lot of talk about the banning of alcohol advertising, and I suppose that also sort of includes what you do. I mean, obviously, it's a way of advertising and marketing. What would such a law, if passed, sort of do on or affect your side?
You know, the ban of advertising, so I think the first thing is that SAB as a business, we acknowledge that there is abuse of alcohol, and we acknowledge that there's a problem and that we need to resolve it. We don't believe that the ban of advertising is something that is going to resolve that. So in terms of the impact it will have on us, we believe that it will have an impact in terms of brand switching, because when we advertise, it's about loyalty and keeping our loyal consumers with us. So, and when other brands advertise, they keep their loyal consumers with them. So I think what it will do is it'll keep our consumers with us, and you know, people, other brands consumers with them. So
and in terms of balancing the risk, because I mean, with sponsoring a certain team or a certain person, there also comes a couple of risks, because you're attaching yourself to the reputation as well. How do you deal with it? So that's a huge risk.
That is a huge risk. But if you don't take risk, you don't advance, and you don't move forward. That this idea is highly innovative. It has never been done anywhere in the world in terms of football. So it is a risk we are prepared to take, because we believe that this is something that football supporters will enjoy, and it will in general have a positive effect on our brand. So I think, yeah, balancing the two, it's like, do you want to just play it safe and do things as they're usually done, or do you want to push the envelope? And we took the decision to push the envelope.
Absolutely. Now, we've just come out of a recession, and I'm not sure how just badly you guys were affected, but I mean, in terms of when it's crisis, how do you deal with sponsorship? Because obviously now you have to cut costs, and that means you have to sort of rein in the money that you have to sort of invest in a certain company.
Yeah, very good question. We build brands, you know, and we build brands for the future. So with recessions, we try not to impact our market-facing activities. So that is something that we don't. That is thing. And yes, it does affect us, and yes, we do need to cut budgets, but we generally try and look at things that are nice to haves versus the essential. This is the first time that Black Label has actually been in sponsorships, so I don't know yet if a recession comes, what exactly will happen. Yes.
Yeah. And do you intend to sort of pull more teams into this tournament, or is it you sticking to the 2 teams, or maybe next year you will change and get Sundowns and Morocco Swallows possibly? I don't know about them, but
you know what? I've been asked this question quite a lot, and I think what we're going to do at the end of this campaign is really look back and try and understand what worked well and what didn't work well. The door is not closed for including other teams, but it brings in quite a bit of complexity in terms of activating it. So I think what maybe television sees is the game and they see the ads, but we're activating in over 15,000 outlets.
Yeah.
So so 2 teams, it's a lot easier to activate versus 4 teams.
Okay.
So we will need to get our heads around that, but all I'm saying is that we want to learn from what we've done, and we will make that decision.
Now, it's all good and well to say, we're involved in sponsorships, especially when it comes to sport, but what other soft benefits are there for those who are involved, others you as a brand?
As a brand. So what is in it for us is around building memories, and this is a financial show, but I'll talk about brands. And what we strongly believe in is that you build a brand today for the future, and the experiences we create and the positive memories we ingrain in people's minds will make them loyal to you, and in the future they will stay with you.
Absolutely.
So that's what's in it for us. And a lot of people have asked, but volume and all of that. I'm not looking for volume. I am looking for entrenching my user base, getting them to love me, and whenever they think or they wish that they were a Black Label.
Very quickly, any CSI projects that you are involved in?
For sure. So there's a CSI launch happening on the 28th, so this is Tuesday, and it will be in the same theme as the Be the Coach campaign.
Okay.
There's a strong CSI angle. I'm really excited about it because it is unique, and it will give back to South African football as a whole, and I think to supporters as a whole.
Absolutely, Andrea. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Great. That was Carling Black Label's General Manager, Andrea Quaye.
Hello and welcome to Traders Corner. I'm Erica van der Merwe.
And I'm Garth McKenzie.
So Garth, is this show really all about you?
Traders Corner is all about real life trading. I manage a portfolio worth 250,000 Rand, and whether I win or lose, we learned. And with each up or down, I share my trading disciplines with you.
So join us every week on Traders Corner for real life trading at its best, with all proceeds going to charity.
Traders Corner is brought to you by the Johannesburg Stock Exchange Derivative Markets. Proper tools for proper trading.
My name is Andrew St. Pierre White.
The program's called Take a Deep Breath. You can't help but take a deep breath up here.
And that is what this adventure travel series is all about. In this series, I get to visit Cape's wild west coast, travel deep into the desert mountains of the Richtersveld, ride through the sand seas of Namibia, then cross the Kalahari, utterly alone, without even a camera crew, test some off-road trailers in